In any case, with that out of the way, in today's video, I'm going to talk about what you guys see here, right here in the headline. And it's this 20-year-old on TikTok who had a heart attack from doing the quote unquote dry scooping pre-workout trend. And honestly, after seeing trend after trend on people getting hurt on TikTok, I just can't help but laugh sometimes because some of this shit is just way too funny. Aside from the cases of people dying, obviously. But as you can see below the headline, it says, "The pain went to my back, into my left arm, and my left arm went slightly limp." I'm sorry, but some of these people actually deserve to get hurt. And I know that sounds bad, but it's like, you'd think that some people would have enough common sense to not go over the recommended dosage of certain medications or supplements or whatever the case it may be, but there will always be those special people out there who will, I guess, go overboard into things that will actually get them hurt. But it says here from this BuzzFeed article that the latest craze is something called dry scooping, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Some fitness bro decided it was badass to swallow pre-workout powder dry instead of diluting it with water as intended before hitting the gym. And it weirdly caught on. And obviously, as we all know, as I've exposed this multiple times in multiple videos in my catalog, that people will literally do anything if it's trendy at the moment. If they feel like they can get views, clicks, or clout off of this, even at the detriment of their own survival, even at the possibility of dying, some people will take that risk. Now, what I found pretty crazy was this one clip that I just saw of a grown woman. I'm not entirely sure how old she is, but all I know is she's way too old to be doing some dumbass shit like this.
Up once because I breathed it in my lungs. So take a breath first.
Yeah, she won't be laughing for long because watch what happens next.
Open your mouth, back and forth with your teeth. There you go. Put some water in. Don't breathe. Give it a swish. Drink some more water. Drink some more water.
Now, as you obviously can see at this point in the challenge, I suppose, she couldn't breathe properly. And whose fault is that?
She's crying. Breathe. You can't breathe. Why? Put your arms up. Put your arms up. Swallow that. You breathed it in a little bit. Can you breathe now? A little bit. Inhaler. Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Can't ever find anything in here. Where is it?
Now, as you just saw, this is a grown-ass woman, and I have to emphasize grown because, you know, obviously, look at her. Meanwhile, and I didn't know this until I just saw it along with you guys, that she has asthma. She has asthma. She's asthmatic, I believe is the word. Now, if you already know that you have a genetic predisposition to not breathing well as it is because you have asthma, why would you partake in a challenge that literally has the possibility of suffocating your vocal cords? Or is it esophagus? I'm not entirely sure on the scientific terms right now. Please bear with me. And you can see in the video that she wasn't playing around or trying to exaggerate the situation because she actually shedded a tear. Now, unless she's just an incredibly Grammy-nominated actor, I believe, or is it Oscars? Bear with me again, please don't roast me in the comment section. I am getting these things confused. My point still stands though. Why would a fully grown adult woman risk her life doing this challenge, knowing that she has asthma and she probably doesn't even work out herself? So what is she doing taking pre-workout? Because unless you're a bodybuilder, you know how those guys look, or someone who really pushes their body to the limit, you don't really need pre-workout. Gatorade, water, and some veggies would be perfectly fine before a workout if you really needed the extra energy. But you know, they got what they wanted. Over 2 million likes, over 15,000 comments. And no, it doesn't stop there because apparently there are hundreds of other videos out there of people doing the same exact thing. And I can guarantee you that most of these people have probably never even lifted above 100 pounds at the gym before. But they're still taking pre-workout because, you know, it's so trendy. Now, in terms of the main star of this entire story, you know, the 20-year-old girl who actually got a heart attack and had to go to the hospital because she partook in this trend, her name is Brittany Portillo. Or is that supposed to be Brittany? I don't know, but she's 20 years old, and it says here that she's one of many who participated in the trend that has been seen all over TikTok lately, which involves taking a scoop of pre-workout powder without any water, also known as dry scooping. And I just showed you guys the video, so you know what that looks like. And apparently, for some reason, I guess the story decided to point out the fact that she's an OnlyFans star, so I suppose she's on OnlyFans, you know, doing what girls on OnlyFans do. I don't really know how that's relevant to the story, but hey, I guess it gets confused. But according to the story by The Sun, they say that she had to go to the hospital back in April because she partook in this challenge. And obviously, her dumbass went over the recommended dosage of this pre-workout, and whatever the hell was in this pre-workout, I believe it was high doses of caffeine, led to her having a heart attack when she was at the gym.
Alright guys, so I had a heart attack, as most of you guys know, from taking this Redcon 1 Total War, and I dry scooped it, but I think even if I put it in water, I would have been asked out anyways. My symptoms were heavy chest and chest pains, but I ignored it and I continued doing my workout because I'm not a beta. Like you guys been saying, I'm strong, and I ignored my heart attack at first.
You know, for some reason, I feel like she's using this whole her getting a heart attack from pre-workout as some kind of weird badge of honor. You know, I may be wrong, I may be picking up the wrong signals here, but hey, that smile on her face is telling me that I might be right. And
then I had nausea and fatigue, and then I went home and I took a shower. And then when I went to work, I was in the locker room because y'all know I'm a stripper. And I got chest pains again, and it went to my back, and then my left side started hurting and my left side went limp. And that's when I knew it was a heart attack and not anxiety.
So, small correction to the story. She wasn't at the gym. She was actually at work at a strip club while she had a heart attack. Alright, the gym, the strip club, what's the difference? People can still get a workout at both. Luckily for her though, as per the story, they say that she actually had an NSTEMI heart attack, which is concerning but less damaging to the heart, compared to a STEMI heart attack, which is the most serious type. So I guess the STEMI, which I'm going to call it, and which is the more dangerous one in comparison to this NSTEMI one, which she supposedly had. The wild thing though is that all of this could have been avoided if, you know, she actually followed the instructions at the back of the label, but, you know, who cares about that, right? Why stop at 1? Why not go up to 10 or 20 or 100 doses in one go? You know, because the more the better, right? In any case, I actually found a Reddit submission by this guy named Wretched Sumo, submitted to the r/fitness subreddit. He wrote a post about 8 years ago with a headline saying, "Scary day at the gym today. I had my biggest day at the gym today, chest and triceps. I always take Assault before working out. I guess Assault is the name of the pre-workout. But he said today, because I was going to work out longer and harder, I took a serving and a half instead of the normal serving. So I went to the gym and started working out, and about 20 minutes into my workout, my heart was racing. I was overly sweaty and I felt nauseous. I had a strong pain in my heart and I was really in bad shape." He then followed up by saying, "I ended up going to the hospital only to find out that my heart and blood pressure were almost at stroke levels. And I almost didn't even go to the hospital, but the doctor at the hospital had very strong words against a lot of pre-workouts and also energy drinks in general." He then said, "Just be careful, people. I learned the hard way that these are no joke. I don't think I'll be taking pre-workout supplements anymore." Yup, this tends to happen not only with pre-workout, but with medication in general. I don't understand why people think that it would be safe to go over the recommended dosage. There's a recommended dosage for a reason. Don't you think the companies who make these things know what they're talking about? Alright, to be fair, there are some dirty companies out there that really don't know what the fuck they're talking about, so you got me there if that's what you were thinking. Anyways, carry on back to the video. But of course, it's natural for poo-poo brain human logic to think that more is always better, when in reality, that's not always the case.
Like this, dude. Taking a dry pre-workout scoop because I saw it trending on TikTok, ending up in the hospital because I had a heart attack. So anyway, maybe I shouldn't have laughed at that. Obviously, this is, she only took 1 scoop, dude. Like, this is a reasonable intake for the majority of people. No one's gonna encounter issues. Not many people are going to encounter issues with 1 scoop. However, there's a reason in the suggested use for most pre-workouts. It says use a half scoop or a quarter scoop to assess your tolerance before you work your way up to a full scoop.
And like I said in the BuzzFeed story, she didn't work her way up and she didn't take the recommended dosage, and she actually took half more of what was recommended on the label itself. So she kind of got herself into this situation. Am I supposed to feel sorry for her? I kind of don't, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Spark a discussion down there. If you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. You guys already know how it is for YouTubers. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe out there.